What's up, YouTube? This is Two Raw Forward TV. So I want to say this, right? It's funny how when Donald Trump was president, and let me say this first before you know anybody that's new to my channel get it twisted. I'm not a Donald Trump supporter, nor am I a Republican. All right, I'm just a person that's for fairness. I'm an independent, and I largely don't vote anymore, especially when it comes to the national politics. I don't vote anymore on a national level. Now, I still believe that as individuals, we can make a difference when it comes to state and local politics, especially local. So if you want to vote and participate on the local level, I strongly suggest that. But it doesn't matter who the fuck the president is. That's not going to really have a huge effect on us as long as we keep a nut job out the White House who doesn't push that button. But anyway, or start a war. But anyway, um, that's the way that it can really affect us when it comes to foreign policy. A president can affect us in that way. But anyway, it's funny how when Trump was president, the mainstream media, which is 90% Democratic and liberal, they love to push out these polls to show how unpopular, Donald Trump was, even though there was a lot of evidence, and I believe it now, to show that Trump supporters were being undercounted. And the elections tend to show that. If you recall back in 2016, Trump was usually somewhere in the low 40s in polls, 41, 42%, 43%. But on election day, he got 46% of the vote. And then in 2020, even though in most of those polls he was 40, 41, 42%, the same thing, on election day, he got 47% of the vote. So either two things were happening. Either his supporters are being undercounted, or his supporters are very enthusiastic and come out and vote heavily in numbers at the polls. Be that as it may, I find it interesting that now that a Democrat's in the White House, initially when he was getting those Reagan-esque or Kennedy-esque high numbers, high 50s, 60% approval, oh, they love to gush and show those polls. But now that we've had what would be now since what? Since August of last year, a sustained period of low approval for Joe Biden. They don't talk about it. Joy Reid had the nerve to say that the American people just don't understand politics and they're ungrateful. You fucking you. Oh boy, I be wanting to say certain things on him. You got some nerve. You got some nerve, Joy Reid. That's why your show ain't shit. As a matter of fact, is it off the air now? Low ratings, bitch. But anyway, I'll put a link to this article in the pinned comment in the comment section below. Joe Biden has the lowest approval rating ever, well, for him, in a new NBC poll. Now, prior in these polls, he was like 43%, 42%. He's now down to 39% approval, 56% disapproval. I think only 2 out of 10 Americans approve of the way the economy is headed. In various polls, I've seen 80% of Americans don't like where this country is headed. 70% of Americans don't like our foreign policy, what's going on with Ukraine and all of this aid, all of these aid, this money, these billions and billions of dollars going over to help them while we have all these massive shortages at home. And everything that I'm seeing, now I thought the abortion issue might help to catapult the Democrats. I don't know about that now. I don't know about that. I'm even beginning to think that there might be a conservative pushback against the Democrats um, right now, nationally. Not saying I don't even know if I want to say it was conservative, maybe a common sense traditionalist pushback, you know. But there's another poll out that shows Hispanics who voted 2-1 for Joe Biden over Donald Trump just a year and a half ago. And just a year ago, a poll put Hispanics still with a 55% to 29% support of Joe Biden. That's flipped around. Joe Biden's support among Hispanics is now down to 29% approval, 60% disapproval. And I already told you, even the biggest monolith when it comes to the Democratic Party, the biggest bloc that votes for them solidly, for the Democrats, the African American, Joe Biden's support with them is down to the 60s. All of this equates to trouble for the Democrats this fall because this is going to be a referendum of Joe Biden, the midterms. It's a referendum on Joe Biden. And all signs are pointing to a bloodbath for the Democrats. I thought that the abortion thing might rally some women to vote Republican, but the thing about abortion, though, that's more of a national issue, and it's not a hot button issue in every state. Um, there are some women who are anti-abortion, a lot of them. So at the very end, at the end of this thing, I think Democrats are just they're done, man. When it comes to the midterms, the best they can hope for is that the slaughter isn't as bad as advertised. But they're going to lose some seats. That's a certainty. They're going to lose Senate seats, which is going to give Republicans control of the Senate, and they're going to lose a lot of House seats. Um, they'll be lucky. I'll put it like this: if the GOP only gains 20 to 25 seats, they're lucky in the House. That's lucky. Bad. I mean, as bad as it can get. Uh, 19. What year was it? Was it 1950? I think that the Democrats lost 60 something seats in the House. 2014, I think they lost 70 something seats. 2010, the Democrats lost 60 seats in the House. That's as bad as it can get. It might be that bad. And if it gets worse than that, then Joe Biden will be an absolute joke. He'll be a joke. If they lose anything like 7 Senate seats and 70 House seats or 80 House seats, he's going to be a one-term joke of a president because they'll make his life miserable in his the last 2 years of his presidency. He'll get nothing accomplished, nothing. But I don't give a shit. I didn't vote for him. I didn't vote for this dude. You know, me and others, we warned people about Joe Biden and that, sit this one out. Don't become emotionally invested in this guy. Don't let your hatred for one candidate shield you from the ineptitude and, you know, the moral, the moral spottiness of one Joe Biden, you know. But anyway, talk to you guys then.